What's up everyone and welcome to the club. Today we'll be creating a sketch illustration of a Cooper's hawk using some blending stumps. Welcome back everyone, thanks for joining me today. In this tutorial I'll be demonstrating how to use blending stumps and using some other alternatives to get the same effect. So we're going to need a sketch pad and a pencil. I'll be sketching with this 0.7mm mechanical pencil with a 2B graphite stick. Let's start by breaking down the basic shape of our drawing. So I'm going to sketch a line coming down the center from the top in the middle. Just going to lightly work our way down towards the bottom using these short lines. Now let's move back to the center and draw another line going across from left to right. Now in the beginning we just want to focus on building out the symmetry and the composition. So we're going to place the eye in the center. So just around that center point, just going to lightly sketch out a circle for the outside perimeter of the eye. And we're going to sketch a smaller circle in the center for the pupil. Now along the top of the eye, we're going to step down. Just going to clip off the top edge of the eye with a straight line going across from left to right. From the bottom of the eye, we're going to step down, draw another line going across the edge of the mouth. We're just going to start with the left side. Now from the corner of the mouth, I'm just going to angle this up and then across towards the front of the beak, towards that eye line. Now from here, it's going to bend the beak, going across. Now you can modify the shape if we need to. Just going to start off with the basic shape first. We're going to come down. I just want to hook that in towards the bottom of the beak, to right about there. Let's draw a straight line going up. Now I want to curve the edge of the mouth, so we're going to step back down, bend this up, and then in. Let's go back to the bottom, draw a straight line coming across the chin. Now, just underneath the chin, draw a straight angle line coming across the neck towards that center line. And we're going to add some shape to the top of the head. Let's move over on top of the beak, angle this up. Just going to round out the head, going across towards the back to right about here. Now I'm just going to angle this down using that same angle line we have across the neck towards the back of the head. Let's blend this line towards that center line. Just going to round this out, go across. Now let's just bend that up towards the back of the head. So now I'm going to go back and erase some of these guidelines so we can get a better look at our drawing and the proportions. Take out those lines inside. Now that we have our clean rough sketch, we can go back and modify the shape if we need to, but I'm going to continue adding some more detail. Let's start with the top edge of the brow. So on the top right side of the eye, I'm just going to slope this down and across towards the beak. I'm just going to bend that down towards the bottom. Let's extend this up and then out towards the right. Let's define the edge of the eye, going all the way around. Now I want to add a point on the left side, coming in towards that tear duct. Just going to lightly darken that up. Let's add a trim along the outside edge on the right. And I'll darken that outside. Now I want to shift the pupil towards the left. So I'm just going to modify the position, going over, and then we'll lightly shade that in. Now it's going to work our way out from the eye, just adding some folds. Just lightly shade in underneath the brow. Now we're going to modify the shape of the mouth. Start with that center seam, going across, and then down towards the beak. Just add that thick ridge around the mouth. Just going to lightly trace this in across the bottom, and then down towards the chin. And I want to remove this straight line by adding some layers and some feathers. So I'm just going to pull this down. Just round out the edge of the beak. Just going to add a little bit of texture inside the neck. Let's go back and do another cleanup. Now I'm going to switch my pencil to this 0.9mm and start adding some contrast and darkness. So I'll start back at the eyes. I'm just going to start with this edge. Just going to feather this down. Just adding a little bit of texture just underneath the bottom of the brow. I'm just fading that out towards the end. Start to layer on some more detail. Going to continue working our way out with those folds. Now I want to keep in mind that there's going to be a highlight along the top somewhere. Just continue along the outside perimeter. And we can soften up some of these details with our smudge stick after. And we want to place that highlight in this area. So I'm just going to come down at an angle. Just want to get the basic shape of that highlight first, and then darken up the area going around. Add a light shade just underneath that highlight and fade that down. And we're going to get the blending stump to do most of the work in this area. Add a little bit more texture across the bottom edge, just roughing this in. Now I want to switch to my blending stump and just smooth this out. So we start down here. It's almost like painting in these shadows. So you see that just softened up that area underneath. And just working with the flow of our drawing. Now if you have a little bit of graphite on the tip, just use this as our paintbrush. Just work the area underneath the eye and just soften that up. Nice soft effect going around. Now, I don't need to always reload that blending stump. You can always go in and use what's on the end. I have some from a previous drawing that we did. And here, just keep going, just smoothing this out and just painting with the stump. Getting some very light tones. Now another cool trick you can try with highlights is using this gel pen. It's got a white gel pen, just going to go inside that highlight and just really brighten that up. You can also use this to add a few little spots, a little bit more tighter. And I'm just going to go back, start adding some detail to the mouth. Just going to add a little bit more shape to that edge. Now I'm just going to darken up the bottom of the chin. I'm just going to fade that out. And we're going to come back with that blending stump just to smooth this out. Now if you don't have an actual blending stump, that's okay. You can always use a napkin. So we're just going to fold this over a few times. and start adding this point on the end, just like that. So we have this nice little point, and we're going to use this as a blending stump. We're just going to add in the nostril, and just a few light feathers and texture going in. Going across the brow, and again we're going to come back and just smooth this out and just do another layer of detail on top. And you don't want to overdo it with this blending. Now with this fur, we just want to go a little bit darker along the outside, just blend that in towards the head. And we're going to start to add some layers inside. And we'll go back and just smooth this out. Just pulling some of those tones inside. And this will be the base layer of the shadows and the tones of the feathers. Now we're just going to add a little bit of texture along the top of the head, just adding these little spots, again, just as the base of the texture. Again, I'm going to go back and just repeat this, just smudging out those dark spots. I'm just going to add some loose texture across the neck. And then going back and just blending that out. can switch to my 2mm pencil and just fill in some of these areas, some of the dark spots. Now I'll show you another trick to get this blending effect. I have a sanding block with my pencil and a small sheet of paper to catch this graphite. So we're just going to sand this out, and whatever falls off, we're just going to catch on that paper. And then just like a painter's palette, I'm just going to pick up some of these droppings and use that to shade this in. Now I'm going to switch to a fine tip pencil and start adding some details. I'm going to start on the left side with the beak, just adding some texture and lines going across. Just working with the flow of our shading. You can always go back and just darken up some of the contrast. And this is where you can spend a little bit more time just focusing on the details. I'm just going to add those little hairs going across the beak. Now you can continue to add as much detail as you like by layering the shadows and detail on top. I hope you enjoyed today's tutorial, and if you did, let me know in the comments below. We can experiment with new tools and techniques and explore different genres that you might be interested in. I want to thank you for joining me today, and I'll see you in the next one. What's up everyone, and welcome to our club memberships. Are you ready to take your art skills to the next level? Well, I've got something special just for you. Introducing our channel membership, starting at only $1 per month. For less than the price of a cup of coffee, you'll get exclusive access to a world of bonus features and perks that will enhance your journey with me. As a member, you'll be treated to brand new weekly tutorials that are available only to our valued members. Want to learn the latest techniques and dive deeper into the topics I cover? This is your chance. You'll also gain access to our member-only community feed where you can connect with fellow members, share your progress, and participate in exclusive polls. Your voice matters, and I want to hear from you. And let's talk about the perks. You'll receive a set of custom chat emojis to use during our live streams and premieres, adding a personal touch to your interactions with me. Plus, you'll proudly showcase your support with special member badges that highlight your dedication. But wait, there's more. As a member, you'll get access to future perks I roll out. I'm constantly working behind the scenes to bring you even more exclusive content, surprises, and experiences. So join our channel membership today and become a part of our exclusive community. For just $1 per month, month, you'll unlock a world of premium content, engagement, and fun. Click that join button now and let's embark on this exciting journey together.